How are you? Can I use this mic? That works. Awesome. Has anyone seen that meme, or it's a photo of Taylor Swift when she was performing a long time ago? It was a little stage, and it was like she started here. You just experienced that right now.
Thanks, everybody.
Maisie Peters, I've not gotten the chance to see you live until just now, and actual goosebumps.
I actually thought you were about to say, I'd never heard of you before now. And I was like,
No.
I honestly respect it.
That's actually a perfect transition. I heard of you because of John Hughes' movie.
Aww.
And I'm from Chicago, where he filmed all of those films.
I know.
So I'm very happy you played that. But you've been all over. How are you looking so refreshed and awake? You were in Japan a couple days ago.
I was in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. I called my parents this morning, and my dad was like, wow, you look better. And I was like, thanks, King.
Just brutal honesty from the family right now, huh?
So real. We got into Portland yesterday, and then I did loads of Portland activities, such as I went to Powell's Bookshop, which I always go to, but I went again. So good. And I went to the vintage store that's opposite Powell's. Yes, Buffalo Exchange.
They're ready to correct you.
Yes. And then I went to like a really nice. I went to Salt and Straw. Yep, I did a lot of classic activities. I went to a coffee shop that was called Stumptown. There we go. I did loads of things. So I feel like I was really brought back to life by Portland.
A proper day off.
Yes.
Very cool. 2-month anniversary, almost to the day of The Good Witch. And
True.
I saw that in a previous interview you talked about I love this line. I've never heard anyone say this. When you release music while you're touring, it's almost like the most refreshing, good version of an open wound, because you get to see people's reaction.
I have no recollection.
She said it. I'll show slices. I swear.
I believe it. I've been walking around in a state of pure mania. So I absolutely believe I said it.
Yeah.
So that's very true, though. I mean, I believe me.
She's like, damn, that sounds good.
Yeah,
I probably did say that.
I agree. Yeah. Carry on, sorry.
But a very, thank you, a very cool experience to see people learn your music in real time. What song off the album has surprised you? Like, oh, wow, the crowd really responded to that one.
Oh, that's a nice question. Well, we do most of the album at the show, which is so fun. I love playing Coming of Age. We play that quite early on in the set, and that's so fun. What else is really good? Thanks, guys.
Good answer.
Watch is good too. Watch is
very good. I love the line, I'm just a remix of a girl. Or she's just a remix of me.
Yes.
Also, we love My Band and I, because you mentioned Oregon in it.
I know. Guys, I'm so excited. It's actually really funny. So when I wrote The Band and I wrote like the verses, which is obviously predominantly where all the cities come in, right at the end of that tour. So I feel really sorry for any of the shows I played at the beginning of that tour, because they did not get a mention. They did not. But like Portland, like Oregon, Seattle is coming up, and that gets like a big mention. So I'm really excited to be playing that song in this region. But yeah,
Pacific Northwest, PNW, what's up? Yeah.
PNW, and guys, so important that so when we do it, obviously it goes something Oregon, and then there's like a little echo that goes Oregon, and everyone needs to do the echo tonight.
I think that's a cue for tonight. Again, who's going to the Roseland tonight? Who hasn't seen Maisie perform live before? Me neither.
Quite a lot of you guys.
It's like a spiritual experience. Am I right? My voice cracked. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Also, a 2-year anniversary almost to the day. I'm just gonna be proving that I did my stats. Yeah. So that you signed up for this. So we're just. I mean, yeah, a lot of things to celebrate. You just put out the music video for Run not too long ago too. Filmed in a forest. Where? This is magical. It looked incredible.
I know. It was giving Twilight. It was giving The Hunger Games.
Yes.
It was giving Clown University. It was just in the UK somewhere in a forest.
I saw that you're just outside Brighton is where you grew up.
Yes.
And I got to go to Brighton Beach last summer, actually.
Oh, that's nice.
It was nice until a bird relieved itself on my white sweater.
Yeah, they do that.
That happens. Those seagulls are no joke.
It could tell you're American.
That's not a joke either. That was actually the joke my friend made. That was there with me. But yeah, you're well traveled. You're all over the place. I want to know, with everything that you've been doing, everything you've been experiencing, and a crowd now that you get to compare songs from 2 years ago to songs that just were released, what's it like to re-experience your music kind of for a first time? Because I imagine when you're writing it, you're in a certain mind space, but then when you release it, it's a different mind space. And now when you see people's reaction and their own stories applied to that, it's a whole different world.
It is. It's so different. It's like I always say to people, I feel like there's a difference there's such a huge difference in how you feel about a song when you write it, and then how you feel about it once it's in the world. And to me, those are like totally different experiences. And I think there's like a bittersweetness in when you write the song and it's just yours. It's like, what's that thing? Is it like Schrodinger's cat? Is that a thing? When it's like in the box and it might be dead, but you don't know. That's
You would not know Schrodinger's cat.
sorry, it's
the
quite
idea-
niche.
It's
We've got
not, as,
niche
it's
up
not
here.
as dark as it sounds. The idea is there's a cat in a box, and until you open the box, you don't know if it's dead or not. And I know this is not helping. But the idea, it's a psychological experience that you don't know whether the cat's alive until that box is open. So until then, the cat is alive.
So you have the promise of the cat hopefully
Yes.
being alive. And that is kind of how it feels with music sometimes. It's like before it's out, it's only yours and it has all this promise and all this magic, and then you release it and it sort of becomes something. Sometimes it can feel like it's sort of lost like a glitter to it because it's just a song on the internet. But then when you get to play it live and when you get to sort of bring it around the world and play it in all these rooms, it gets all its glitter back, I find, and it becomes something that's so special. And I love playing this whole album live is so fun for me because I sort of wrote it when I was on tour last year, so a lot of it I was thinking about, even subconsciously thinking about playing it and thinking about touring it. And I also had all the benefit of hindsight from making my first album, which was super useful. And I think with every album I make, I hope that I apply everything I learned and took from the previous albums. But yeah, it's been so fun playing it, touring it.
We're excited to see it, and it's so evident too that you're not only learning and growing with every release and every day, literally, but you can hear your sound evolve in a very mature way. When I first heard Kate's Brother, I actually saw you perform it on Corden when he was in London, and you did something that I've never seen anyone on a Tonight Show or the Late Night Show or anything like that do, which is you introduced yourself. You said, "Hi, I'm Maisie," and I've never seen someone actually take the time, because usually just a throw to the song and they start performing right away. And that moment I saw that, I was like, oh, she's a performer. She's here to stay. And that was just one of those moments. But the first riff, the guitar riff, I could be off base here, and I know that you have a lot of different influences, and that's very evident. Am I hearing any all-time low or pop punk in your music?
I was a pop punk girl.
Okay,
I was
a little bit. It was
I
the
was-
boom boom.
Yeah, I can't.
I nailed that.
That was good. That was good. Yeah. You should probably do that live. No, thank you so much. Yes, I love Kate's Brother, obviously, the song. And
I'll let you talk. If you know, you know.
the song. And yeah, that was like I feel like my first album came out and it was August 2021. And I didn't tour it until I actually came here to America the following the March. There was like a 6-month at least gap where the album would come out and it was so exciting, and then it sort of got to autumn and suddenly I was like, oh, the album's out. And I think in today's world it can feel like everyone's just moved on because the conversation changes so quickly. And what is very important to understand, and which I now totally understand having done You Sign Up For This whole 2-year thing, is that actually people don't move on. Like the real people who really have the album don't move on, and that album, if it reaches the right people and they take it in, like that's their album forever. But it can just feel, as the person who released it, like, oh, no one cares about this thing anymore. And so that's how I felt, and I was sort of at sea a bit. I didn't really know what to do with myself because I'd spent all my time working on this album and it was out, but I wasn't playing it because it was still kind of post-COVID. And then I ended up going back into the studio and writing like Kate's Brother and writing Watch, and it was so important for me to do those songs and to just like have fun and do something different. And I went to Sweden and Stockholm, and that was so important for the Good Witch, the album that came, and then also just for me at that time. And I just think, Kate's Brother really, the song defined my year in a really positive way because it was so much fun and it was so much light, and like I think that it was such a perfect way. Like the songs like Kate's Brother and Blonde and Rockstar like all came out last year, and it was so important
I have the
to be able
stats
to
if
do
you
that.
want me to check.
Yeah, I'm sure you
okay.
do. Do you have my dental records?
Actually,
it was such a good thing for me, I think, and for my fans and for everyone, like to just get to spend a year like having like silly fun. It was just like silly, and then I emotionally destroyed everybody this year. Who knows what I'll do next year?
A hip hop album, obviously. No, it's so true though, because you are so married to obviously the writing, and whether it's your exact page-to-page experience or whether it's metaphoric, and then people obviously apply those moments in times. And I hate this saying, but God knows I've been through a breakup, and you can't move on quickly. You just can't. And so when someone ties that to a song, and in this case, a Maisie Peters song, obviously they're going to experience those emotions again, but hopefully in a healthy, therapeutic way. And you get to see that in the crowd like you just did today and tonight at Roseland.
Thanks, everyone.